Hello, YouTube. I've had weird things happen to me in my life, but today was a major screw up, and I don't know what it means, but in my life I've never made procedural errors. Like, for instance, procedural. Set cup down, get milk out of fridge, bring milk to cup, pour milk in cup, put milk back in fridge. Procedural. I've never had a malfunction procedurally. I have made coffee the same way for as long as I have been alive. You know, the same way everybody else does, with a coffee maker or with a percolator, but mostly a coffee maker. Today, I fucked up majorly, and I haven't figured out if this is a sign of something or not. But I put the grounds into the basket, put the water into the coffee maker, put the basket into the coffee maker, flipped the switch. What's missing here? I came into the house smelling steaming, burning coffee and finding a counterload of coffee everywhere, because after doing all that, I neglected to put the decanter back into the coffee maker. I've never done that in my life. I've never done that in my life. I've had some minor little fuck-ups, but that's the first time I've ever done something on such a level of screw-up. And I'm starting to wonder, I'm going to look at this as a one-time fuck-up, but if it happens again, I think I'm going to start either having an evaluation done or I'm going to have the water here tested. Because there's two things that could be. One, that could be dementia, or two, that could be heavy metals. Heavy metals, like lead poisoning, will generate procedural errors. I'm suspecting that might be what it is. And if it is, I can stop that. If it's the other thing, well, if it's the other thing, then I've got to start making allotments for that problem. But I'm hoping it's not the other thing. I don't know anybody in our family that has a history of Alzheimer's or dementia, but that really bothers me. Lead poisoning you can counteract. There are chelation therapies and other things you can do to slowly leach the lead out of your system. You can actually go to reverse osmosis treated water, and because it's demineralized, it'll leach it out back into the water as it passes through your system. But it really causes me some concern. So I guess tomorrow or the next day, we're going to the health department with a water sample. See what we've got coming up out of our well. I already have filtration in place, but I don't have anything that removes lead, but that's just a change of a cartridge and a change of a carrier. And that should be an easy fix. So, the big one I'm worried about, lead, cadmium, and antimony are the three. And maybe aluminum. But I don't see bauxite as being a issue in this part of the country, but I could be wrong. Who knows? We'll see. Other things that are happening. My aunt's mother passed away last night at 12:34 a.m. Now that doesn't sound like much, but I'm thinking back now. Number one, we've had a lot of deaths. We've had a lot of deaths in my family and in my wife's family. And I don't know about, no, I don't think her grandfather passed away, but, at this weird hour, but I'm thinking of all the people that have died that I know. There's been a lot of them in the last 2 years. And I was telling her, greater than 70% of them have died at noon or died at midnight or very close to that hour, 12 something. Never 11 something, always 12 something. Even my grandpa, a couple of years back, he died at noon. It's just weird. But I know of at least 5 people that I can count on my hand that have died at the hour of 12 in my family. I don't know what that's about. I wonder if any of y'all have noticed any weird similarities like that in families of people that you know or in your own family. It's just an odd coincidence. Also, solution to our internet problem. This is probably going to be, if I'm lucky and I have a good enough southern exposure to be able to do this, this is probably going to be the last upload that is sent from Valero. No more sitting in the car for hours and hours on end like you're on a road trip. You know how bad that hurts your butt and your back when you have to do that? It'll be nice to actually be able to sit in a desk and use my own PC to send this information out, and it also will improve a lot of the capabilities here. We'll have a telephone if this works. We'll have a regular telephone via Magic Jack, but we will have a working phone. So that'll be awesome. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. It also means that the videos will probably be shot on a different camera, because I'll be using a standalone camera rather than an integrated webcam. So we'll see what happens. Everybody keep your fingers crossed. It also means I'll be back up and running on Minecraft. Of course, it'll be like midnight to 5 a.m., but hey, that's the hours I'm awake usually anyway, so it'll be a costly hurdle to get over, but if it works and everything is like it should be, that's a hurdle I'm willing to crawl over the top of to do. I'll eat PB&J for a month, to get over the setup fee if I have to, but this boondocks living will get a hell of a lot better with internet. So I already got one guy who wants to share it if I get it. He says he may have the cost, but I'm not going to depend on that. You can't depend on people around here to pay their share. These people out here, they're so poor it's unreal. I'll just offer him up some basic service, and I'll set the QoS on the router to give him a very slow data rate so he can at least check his mail. And I just tell him it's the satellite. Satellite is crappy. The only downside is it's a 2-year contract, but it's only $50 a month. I'm realistic. I can afford that. Electricity is cheap here. Food is cheaper. So, cost of living is very low. On my meager salary or on my meager income, things will do okay. It'll simplify our life. Our computers will start working the way they're meant to work. You'd be amazed how much crap requires logging in to even operate. Steam is total crap. Steam, I could rant all day on Steam. I think once you buy a game, you should own it. It should be on your computer once it's yours. If you walk out of the store with a CD, you own it as far as I'm concerned. This licensed use, hey man, I paid my $50 for your software. I didn't pay my $50 for your license, As far as I'm concerned, there's a receipt in the drawer if somebody says I'm copying it and blah blah blah. Here's the receipt for what I bought. It's mine. The same goes with Windows. I own it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to put it on as many computers as I have, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a fair exchange. I pay $300 or more for an operating system. I better friggin' own it. Or you can go away and I'll just get Linux and you can go broke, because I'm learning more and more about Linux as days go by. And it's not such a bad option. Just a little bit of a learning curve. That's my rant. Every video has got to have one. But anyway, things are moving along. We got the taxes paid on the property and whatnot. And, now we're a little free and clear. We can upgrade our situation because we're not paying on the land that we've already paid for. But even out here it's a little high, but it's not as bad as Houston. I'm paying hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. You guys are screwed, glued, and tattooed. So, anyway, that's it. Anybody want to see this or have something to say, you know where the comments are. Bye-bye.